Hello, crafty friends. Gloria Parra here today for Simple Stories. And look what I have sitting on top of my desk. It is the so beautiful Say Cheese Classic Mouse Christmas. And just like its name says it gives me that classic vibe, you know, that retro. I just love it. I love it. If you know me, you know we as a family are a huge Disney fan. We go there every summer, but sadly we've never been in Christmas. At least not as a family, you know. I think I might have gone when I was a child, but I would have to go to my mom's house and look through boxes and boxes of photos to find a photo of me at Disney in Christmas. So friends, I want to show you today that you can scrapbook any photos. I'm gonna scrapbook just last year's Christmas photos with this collection, and it's gonna look beautiful, and you know, it's gonna bring that very vintagey vibe to my layout. And I just want to show you a little and tell you what's inspiring me in this collection. So I love the little rosettes. I'm a fan of those, so those really caught my eye. And look at all these papers. You get very versatile patterns as well. It's not only Mickey and Minnie, so the B-sides are very useful if you are not a huge fan, but you get that classic look. So yeah, I love this. I am gravitating towards this paper, friends. This one I'm loving, so I think I'm gonna start with that one and maybe this one that's that tone on tone with a very light Mickey and Minnie on the background. So I think those are the ones that caught my eye. I am also thinking of maybe including circular photos to go along with those circular, you know, rosettes, or I'm not sure what the name is. I call them rosettes, but I love these are Simple Stories templates. Circle photo crop, so you get a bunch of sizes and they are meant to work with your photos to be cut, but I just love using them as templates and creating fun shapes on my layout. So I think I'm gonna use this. If not, I'm just gonna keep my photo straight as I printed, but that's a fun idea there. And look at these fun deco brats. We get the 6x8 in this collection. I love that they've incorporated that craft color as well, and just beautiful patterns, friends. So this is a smaller collection. You get these two products, you get the chipboard shapes, you see more of that. And I love the Mickey and Minnie, and they've thought of everything. We have one looking to the left and one looking to the right, so that's gonna work beautifully. And of course, the foam stickers that are perfect for your titles. And I love here, we have a little rosette garland, and yeah, lots of possibilities there for titles. And I have my little trays ready with things that caught my eye. We have the big bits here. I love those. I really like those for mini albums or for layouts as well. So I have them ready, the bits and pieces and the page pieces, right? Yeah, page pieces and bits and pieces. So I'm gonna go through my ephemera packs and collect all the rosettes that I see in those packs, and I will put them in my little tray here and get ready to start, friends. All right, friends, I decided to start this with this paper as my background and to bring in this full of little squares. And the idea that I have here is to cut all the border, okay, use it on the border of my background. So let me bring in my trimmer and we're gonna do it together, friends. Okay, so let's take the banding strip first, and you will need a track trimmer like this, not an arm one. You need one that you can calculate as best as possible. You have this little mark on almost all the trimmers. You know, you have that little like arrow pointing to where you are cutting. So use it as the reference and cut from the second square until the one before the last one. Okay, so let's go there slowly. There's no rush. You can just open the arm there and see where you are, and I think I'm good enough there. Now let's come in, take the blade there and do the same thing slowly. And it is very similar as if you were gutting your paper, you know, and we want to save that middle part. We do this same process to save the middle part. So there we go. And if it's necessary, we can bring in a scissor and just cut a tiny bit. I think I did a good enough job. There we go. And there we go, friends. Yay, we got it. So sorry, it's not focusing there. I'm gonna bring in this one. Yeah, I think it's having a little problem with focusing. There we go. So you see how fun that looks already? And I was thinking that I could add some machine stitch. The paper already has that kind of, you know, like machine stitch printed on it, but of course I can take it to my sewing machine and add that real texture for it to look more homemade and, you know, with more texture. We can even use that to cut the circles, because I want some circles here with my photos. So yeah, let me figure out what I want to do with this frame, if I want to stitch it or just adhere it. All right, friends, so I finally decided to adhere my border here flat just with my double-sided adhesive, and then I took it to the sewing machine and just added the zigzag stitch on these two straight lines and on these intersecting lines. So you will see it better on the back since we have that dark color, you know, and I just adhere it with some washi tape to hold the pieces of thread. So I'm gonna bring in my circle photos. So just let me tell you a bit about this photos. This is a 4-inch photo, a 3.5, and I just use the red paper on the 6x8 paper pad, and for one, the rest, you know, the middle part here. So my first idea, friends, was to create like, you know, like a shape like this, but then I realized that I could easily create a Mickey shaped head, or a Minnie, of course, and it would look super cute. So that's what we are going to do here. Let me just create that fun shape there. So you see, we have that Mickey head, just moving it and trying to center it. But let me tell you a bit about this photo. So every Christmas Eve, we go to my parents' house and we have dinner there with the cousins that are usually not gonna make it to our place on Christmas Day, because we love spending Christmas Day just us and, you know, the most close family. So the extended family goes to my mom's house and we have a beautiful dinner there. And usually my husband dresses as Santa and gives out the presents to that extended family, and we have a great night there. So my oldest daughter, I'm sure, knows it's her dad, but the youngest one is very excited to see that Santa coming up. Even though I think this was the last year that that she took that story, you know, like very doubtful that it was real. And she told me, I think it's Daddy. But they loved it and we had tons of fun. So yeah, that's the story that I want to tell, and I want to form that Mickey shape. I have my two little trays here. And you know what will look awesome is if you have some Disney photos on Christmas time, you know, with everything Christmas decorated. Those photos will look awesome, but I want to give you just the idea that it can look as great if you have regular Christmas photos, okay? So we will make it work, friends. And I'm gonna bring in my little trays that have some of the elements that I want to use. So I think I have my title with the backing here. Okay, I think I want to put that down here, and maybe my story here, or maybe some journaling strips here. Let's just work with the things that I separated for now. And you know that before adhering, I love playing around with everything and until I'm super sure of the placement. So now let's move on to the embellishing part. And for that, I told you I would use this rosette. So I was thinking of using like this blank space here to create one cluster, maybe down here and down here. You know, let's try things out. And I will start with 2 chipboard sticker pieces here. And I took the adhesive off with my little powder tool here. So I'm gonna put the following things. Let's try one up there. I'm gonna use this blue here, and I think the gray one here. I think I like the black one. So whenever you are, you know, like building your clusters, try to build on different layers. You know, let me explain that. So the gray piece here is under the red layer, the bottom layer. My black piece here is right in the middle, and my chipboard piece goes on top. So that creates, you know, those difference in layers and that interest on your clusters. So just be conscious of that when you are building them so you can make them look even cuter. So let's leave that one there because I'm not sure where I want it. Nothing is adhered yet, friends. I'm just moving things around. That's how my brain creates. That's how I work whenever I'm not filming. So this is a big piece, and here I have those beautiful faces and I don't want to cover them. So let me see if that will work, or maybe we can bring him down here. You know, I had everything all planned out, but of course, whenever you move things, you never remember where they went, right? And the little idea that I have is to bring this little guys that I love, that they bring that craft color, and this represents my husband with his Santa hat, and this would be me, like, you know, Mickey and Minnie creating all the Christmas magic for their girls. So I think I would have one here and the other one could come just here. I don't know, I think that could work. I also love this joy piece, and this is a chipboard piece, and I would love to use that little circle there and white space and maybe make it come from there. I don't know, how's it looking? Is it too crowded? Maybe we can take this guys out. You know, it's a matter of trying and working and trying things out and seeing if you like them and bringing other things that could potentially work until you find what you love, friends. So let me move things around and come back with my decision. So I added my journaling in this little corner. I typed it out and scanned my label and added the journaling. And actually, friends, I think I'm not gonna use this piece here. I actually think it covers too much of the shape, you know, that shows that it is a Mickey head. So I thought of bringing in this joy piece that I wanted to use. This is a chipboard piece, and just, you know, like putting it there. You can still read Christmas and you can read my journaling. So my title will read Christmas Joy, and I'm gonna come in with my mini here. I'm gonna pop her up a bit because I used a 1mm under my photo, so I want to pop her a bit. And I'm gonna bring my trusty foam adhesive. Now this is too big. I'm gonna bring in the 2mm, if I can find it. Yeah, it is here. So I'm gonna bring in a little piece and pop her up. So now I'm gonna put her there, and since I don't want this to adhere to the photo, I'm gonna bring in my powder tool and unstick this part that's gonna go on the photo, and I'm gonna have her there. Oops, I forgot to take the backing, but yeah, there is my mini, and I'm gonna do the same with my Mickey here. I want him up here, so yeah, I'm gonna have that in the middle. And now I'm gonna pop the bottom part of my joy piece here just to level it up to the same, to be the same as the Christmas title, and I will just nestle it as best as possible without covering the title so much. And actually, friends, I'm gonna have to put, I believe, one more piece, because this foam sticker is really high. So let me see. Yes, that will work better. So I've added a 1 and a 2mm, and that's gonna work really nice. Yeah, I love all the layers in this layout, and I love that it has that unexpected shape and details that make it like Disney themed without being Disney. So yeah, I think this layout is almost ready. What I would bring in right now are the brads. I love them, especially for the middle of those rosettes. I'm sorry for the noise. So now is the time to think what colors are missing up here. And actually, I thought since we have these two craft color Mickeys, that we could bring a third element in that craft color up here. So it says warm memories, so that fits really good with my layout here. And you know, it creates that visual triangle that leads the eye to, you know, to all the places that I want people to look at when they see my layout. So I think I'm gonna put that there. This is from the sticker sheet. So I will pop him up a little, but before that I want to see what colors I can bring here. So I love the little heart. Let me see, where can I bring this heart? Maybe up here. A smaller one here would look nice. I think we're missing some teal. We could bring the black here. A little gray under, like peeking from behind the ear, the mini ear. And we can bring one to this side. Maybe a green one. And yeah, friends, I think that is it. I love, you know, we have that black on all three. We have repetition. We have repetition in shapes, in elements like the brads, the craft. I'm gonna pop this up, and I think this layout is done. So let me know what you think. If you like this idea, if you're willing to try it, what would you change? I love reading your comments. I love knowing what you think about the design, or what would you have done differently. And thank you, friends. Thank you so much. Don't forget to check this collection out. This is the new Say Cheese Classic Mouse Christmas from Simple Stories. So go check it out. I will leave some affiliate links down below. They won't cost you anything extra, and it helps this channel grow, and it helps me create more content for you, friends. So thank you so much for stopping by. This was Gloria for Simple Stories. Bye bye.